Greetings to the ones switched over here. I decided to do a review about Rainbow Road Trip. I found out about this movie a couple of months ago. I think around in early June actually. But I first read about this. Okay, I thought it's gonna be another long time movie like back in 2017, but it wasn't that we expect to. At first, we didn't have any information go on, like how this movie is going to be about, except that there was Rainbow was invited as a guest of honor to a small town named Hope Hello somewhere else in Equestria. But when I first saw the first thriller of this movie, I was stunned. They decided to use the same animations as back in 2017 movie. That actually blew my mind. I didn't expect to see that. I thought maybe they're going to be the same animations as in the series itself, but this, it was actually much more differently what I expected. I mean, the movie itself saying, well, you see how Rainbow was invited by the mayor, Sunny Skies, from the Hope Hallows to try to tries to how to say it try to revive the Rainbow Festival. And her friends, I mean, they were all invited by her, but in the earlier beginning of this movie, seeing that they want to take this the balloon to the town, that surprised me. I thought maybe it's going to take a train, but it seems that there isn't any train tracks any close by to that particular town. So the balloon was the only option. But when they started to go to leave, the balloon suddenly stopped just a few feet off the ground. It turned out the package, or at least the backpack that Twilight tried to bring with her, was too heavy. At least we can see Spike only for a brief moment in this movie. But otherwise from that, I say this movie was more than I expect to see. And even especially when we can see the main six crashes just outside the town itself. But when they discovered that Petunia Petals, the hotel manager, and, well, at first they didn't expect to see much. Even Applejack mentioned it, that doesn't she look like Grey? And her friends also noticed that, but they didn't pay much attention. Rarity said maybe because of the dust. And perhaps could have been since there was dark outside, and it could have been that. So, but in the morning, they were all surprised to see the entire town. All the ponies was colorless. And every pony seems to be almost like not friendly, except for two different ponies at first. The Mayor, Sunny Skies, and Petunia Petals seems to be only the ponies that were so friendly. Sunny Skies wanted to bring back this festival that his grandfather was the one who started from the beginning. And even I can understand he wants to bring back the colors, but also bring back the happiness that towns the one stood for. Especially seeing how the main six divided. They divided in all separate ways. Rainbow tried to want to help the fan club. Twilight wanted to help to find out any answers why suddenly the colors and the magic was gone. Well, the magic was still there, but the colors just gone. And Rarity, well, she was the same and even that Applejack tried to help to rebuild some of the things there. But they also had discovered that this generator that Sunny Sky's grandfather built to make the sky different colors, he believed that was cause of all the colors disappeared. He had modified this machine, this generator, to bring even more colors into town. But especially seeing more about the details about the characters who lives in town, and see how much the main six wants to help to find out why the colors of the entire town has just faded away. And it turns out more than expected. Twilight studied a lot about the magic in the library and tried to find out why suddenly the generator had some connection to why the colors in town just faded. But it turns out that the generator itself didn't have anything at all, nothing to do with the faded colors. It turns out it was something called hopeless magic. That only happens when the ponies started to believing in each other and in itself. That is the only way where the colors suddenly disappeared, and this has nothing to do with generator. But especially for this movie itself was deeply. Seeing how much the main six wanted to help to bring back the colors in town, and also they connected to one of those other characters. Like Applejack with the repair pony, Rarity with this local fashion designer, and even Pinkie Pie with Fluttershy helped to connect three residents as to be friends again. And all of this, it showed us how much more this disappointment and almost like hatred has been spreading across town over since the last Rainbow Festival. I know that many fans may think this is just a strange movie. There was no any conflict, like any battle, any villain's appearance, or anything like it back in the 2017 movie. No, I think they were more focused mostly in this particular town, that the main six didn't expect to see this. They expect to go to some sort of vacation together, but it turns out this had a mystery. Why, when they discovered the entire town without any colors, just faded, and all was just like gray, and especially that how they want to help this town, and even seeing how the mayor, he was so excited when the main six decided to stay and help them. He was so excited, at least he wants to bring back the colors, bring back the happiness, to bring all the residents, all the ponies and the insulets come back together as a community, so that everyone could be happy again. He tried for many times before in the past, tried to bring back some of the festival, but the ponies in town seems not to be didn't want to take part of it anymore. This time they have give up hope of trying to bring any happiness. Perhaps this started only a few years earlier, but who knows? But otherwise, from this, it was actually one of the greatest movies I have seen on part of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic this so far. I know that there were many different, stories of them. When I first heard about this, I thought maybe, okay, it's gonna be take apart of this, I don't know, different way. But itself the bad songs in this Rainbow Road Trip, The End of the Rainbow, Living in Colors, those were actually quite good. But especially in this, this actually kind of a bit surprising. There were actually two different characters. In this particular movie itself, we've seen another pair of twins. There has only been other two known pairs in series itself. The Cake Twins and the twins of the Pony Sisters of the Spa in Ponyville, but this time we had two more. Pickle and Barely Barrel, twins, a brother and sister. They revealed to be Rainbow Dash fan club. I gotta say, near to the end of this movie, I was surprised that Applejack was the first one to notice how much the colors was coming back. But during this match, they helped some of the residents. Some of the colors actually came back, but they never even noticed it until Applejack to the end. She was the only one. She even tried to tried to tell that to Twilight, but she wouldn't listen until that Applejack showed them a flower who had its color back. Then they all realized the generator had nothing to do with this other fading all the colors. But Applejack, I am proud that she managed to bring herself to showing what that the colors did nothing had to do with connection to the generator. But to the end as well, seeing how much Rainbow and the other friends were happy to at least help this town. But especially what I think is the most beautiful moment when Sunny Skies actually admits his feelings for Petunia Petals and even proposed to her, which she said yes. That was just an amazing moment. I think this movie itself is very cute, it's excited, and has all the details in movies should be. I think this was one of the greatest movies of the My Little Pony franchise magic so far, except for the long time movie from back 2017. So what did I say about this movie itself, except from that it was very amazing from back, well, except for the back one in 2017. This was not mostly focused on a big villain appearance, no. If they had a big villain in it, I don't know what this effect would be, but this was more like a road trip vacation for the main six. And even to see some of the back characters like Starlight, Trixie, Granny Smith, and even Big Mac. About Big Mac, they were the exact same pony in whole parallels. I mean, there was a pony there who looks like the Big Mac, except the main color was white and the coat color was light blue. I mean, was that his twin? But still, it was just odd. But otherwise, this movie were not the very first I heard about. At least it was very good, but especially at the end, but the music, living in the colors, it was just perfect. Would I recommend it to anyone to see this movie? I would actually do it. I highly recommend to anyone who loves My Little Pony series to see this movie, and you will be blown away. You might perhaps not have the same opinion about this movie that I do, but I do actually enjoy this movie. This music and the songs are great, and the characters have to be hostile against each other, turned out to be friends again, and the colors came back, and it's just great. Seeing how much the main six want to help others has been shown back in series, but this takes the piece of it. They actually show how much this community means to each other, even though they haven't showed that for a long time. This can actually prove it. Friendships can be strong again. So, what grade rating will I give this movie? Well, I cannot say that would be an A++ actually. Or I say a thumbs up. And yeah, that was basically what I was saying. So if you have your own opinion, your thoughts about this movie, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Novel over and out.